Hello Fanatics, Noel Zarkon here with a guide to the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is an ongoing competition that we run at Fanatics. You can see the URL here, hallofame.civfanatics.net/Civ4. We also run it for Civ3 and Civ5. At the moment we can't run it for Civ6 as we don't have a parser capable of reading the saved games. So I'm going to focus on Civ4 here and just go through some of the things. So basically what it is, as I say, it's an ongoing competition. People can submit a game at any time and it gets measured against other players who submitted games at the same difficulty level, game speed, victory condition and size of map. So you can see from deity right down to settler. And because you're competing against other players, whether you're on deity or settler, it's still a competitive game because your real opponents are not the AI you're playing against, but the other fanatics like yourself. For most victory conditions, it's the earliest finish date. The only exception being a score victory for obvious reasons. Score is score, and time, which is completing all the turns in a game. Again, that's done on the score. So I'll take you through a couple of things here. So there are a couple of win conditions that may be unfamiliar to you. These are espionage and religious. We'll start with the second one of those. Religious is victory by the Apostolic Palace. Within the game, this counts as a diplomatic victory, but the dates for this are so different to the UN that we split these out so they're a good comparison against each other. Then we have cultural and espionage. Espionage is a technique for getting a culture victory based around using spies to spread culture in a foreign city. It's a very intriguing, very interesting discovery in the last few years, but it threatened traditional culture games. You can see if I look at large deity marathon culture, the traditional culture wins 1025 AD, and the espionage one is 300 PC, so 1300 years earlier. So you can see why I want to split them out. We have an ad hoc query. You can sort it by various things. You can look at things. You can sort by score, and you can see some of the amazing scores we have in our database. The highest Katezilla with nearly 11.5 million. Wasting time, we're just over 10 million. DB of 4 DB with over 5 million and nearly 5 million. And then a few others in the 4 million range. So it's crazy. You need to get in the top 50, you need to be over 1.15 million. Another thing you can do here is you have a list, so you can compare games, and that can be quite good for if you're trying to find a game that is, maybe you want to challenge. So let's say I'm looking to do a time game on epic speed, and I'm looking for what might be one that's quite easy to challenge. So you can see here, for instance, my own entry there, Warlord, is quite a weak score compared to the others. I probably need to go back and do that at some stage. And then you can move up the map sizes. And none of these look dramatic. You see it defaults to the order, so it should go up. I guess that Warlord is much better than my Noble score. That's been more recently done. And then if we go up to small, you can see there's one that jumps out 6,000 and Prince Epic small time. Now the other thing we can do is you can look at that the other way and see on all the sizes for Prince Epic. What's the scores? That's 6,000 again, is the weakest. So yeah, so that's a way of looking. There's also within the Hall of Fame, and we have another couple of tournaments. We have the Gauntlet, which is a challenge usually runs for a month or two, with particular conditions you got to win. This one's a culture one. You got to win as Arabia with certain opponents. This one's a religious win. You need to win on deity. And as Egypt. And then we have a challenge, which is 10 groups of games. This one is Indian Summer. So these games are all played as India. So the final thing I want to look at is just to emphasise the point about the competition being against your fellow competitors. So if I go here to Settler, Small and Marathon and go down to time, you can see there are 6 entries ranging from 22,708, the current lead to 206, and there's a bit of a story behind this. So this came from Hindi in 4th place, 14,956. That record was established fairly early on, 2007, and it sat there for years and years and years. And so I decided I would give it a go and beat it. So I submitted a score of 19,376 in 2015, 8 years after Hindi had completed his game. And then a couple of weeks later, Ekin Sam came along and beat that. Now, we actually worked on these games independently of each other. The Hall of Fame is updated once or twice a month, and so we were actually working during the same update, totally unknown to each other, and we ended up both submitting games for this slot. I left him in first place for a few years, 3 years I think, and then I had another go and I didn't quite make it, 21,422 back in 2018. So you can see, although we're playing on a settler map where the AI is very, very easy, the competition comes from your fellow Civ fanatics. So I hope that illustration has helped you see that. I am going to have another go at this, and hopefully I'll do a video sometime trying to overtake this. So that's the Hall of Fame. As I say, Hall of Fame, civfanatics.net. You'll find us there. There's a link to the forum if you want to discuss anything, and a link to Civ 3 and Civ 5 as well if you're interested in them. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, found it informative. Please do like it, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and come on to civfanatics.com. Introduce yourself, ask any questions you want on the forums there. So until next time, take care and bye for now.